Hey, what's up, everybody? How you doing? Episode number 387, Drink Until You Podcast, the only podcast that lasts till the last drop. How the hell is your Sunday going? How the hell was your week? Hope everybody's okay. I hope you're safe out there. I am drinking full carb Miller Lights tonight. I'm working on my third one here. I'm about 2 deep already. I've already cracked open my third. This is like my cheat day. Saturday and Sunday are my cheat days. And dude, I'm just not even feeling guilty. Normally when I drink something like this, I'd only have one. And I'd feel like terrible about myself because I'm like, I'm just blowing my diet and I can't stick to it. And I actually don't feel that way for once in a long time. Only for the fact that doing this new diet I've been telling you guys about, I've lost 20 pounds already, which is huge. You know, I'm ready to do the next 20, but yeah, I'm taking a little break this weekend. I'm on vacation from work, visiting with my daughter, some random town in Texas with all the buck-tooth Bettys. No, I'm just kidding about that part. But in reality, the dating websites in this area, they're atrocious. Come on, ladies, what are we doing here? But anyways, yeah, visiting with my daughter on vacation. We've gone swimming like every single day, dude, and I'm like full force. Like I don't hold back. My daughter says she wants to go swimming. I go swimming with her. She says she wants to go to the park. I'm there at the park, running around with her. I don't hold back even a little bit. I just do all the things she likes to do, at the cost of me just being absolutely exhausted. I don't have the energy at almost 40 years old to keep up with a child. The sun zaps me. You know, kids will keep going. The sun will zap them, but they'll keep going. They'll get a little fussy, but they'll swear up and down they're not tired, you know? And it kind of made me realize something, like why my parents or other parents that I would see would always just like let the kids go play first. You go to the water first. We'll be there in a little bit. We got to unpack some stuff, you know, whatever. We got to get our little campsite ready, whatever. But it's just really more of a strategy than anything. Because I'm telling you, just going full force, dude, after that first day of swimming in the Texas heat, I was zapped. Like the second day we went swimming, I might as well have just been a log in the water. My daughter's like, Daddy, what's wrong? You know, like thinking I'm sick or something. I'm just like, I'm just tired. I'm exhausted. We've been playing hard, babe. You know, like I'm just tired. She's like, okay. You know, she'll try to play by herself for a little bit. But, yeah, I got to like conserve and rest. And then I'm back to playing again. And it's a lot, man. Like kids can just go forever. It's insane. But yeah, I'm having a great time, man. A nice summertime trip. A little sports weekend here, which is something we're definitely going to have to talk about. But first, I've already cracked open this beer. Let's go ahead and have our first drink of the episode. If you got them, drink them. Bottoms up. Cheers, everybody. Yeah, so the NHL season, all over. It is all over with the Florida Panthers taking the whole thing. Winning that beautiful, beautiful trophy. No telling where the Stanley Cup is today. What is today's date? The Sunday the 22nd. No telling where the cup is. On the beach, at the aquarium, you know, having booze, drink out of it. I actually heard this kind of cool story. I haven't fact-checked it. And I actually haven't... I don't remember a lot of the details. I remember some of the details of the story, but it's like the second time the Stanley Cup was ever won. I think the first year it was ever won was the Montreal Canadiens. And the second year it was ever a thing when American, and this might just be because before it was the Cup of the NHL, it was a Canadian League. I think it went through a few different Canadian leagues before it became the official trophy of the NHL. But I'm speaking of when it became the trophy of the NHL. The Canadiens won it the first year, and the second year, the New York Rangers won it. And this little tidbit I saw in a video was pretty cool. They actually, the Rangers paid off the lease for Madison Square Garden with that victory that year. So kind of an interesting story with the Cup. As we all know, it's been through hell and back, man. Like, that Cup just goes through everything. People eat pasta out of it. Like when Dallas won it, they threw it off the second story of a house, and it like got dented up, hitting the pool. I mean, you just never. People have taken like their babies, put their babies in there, and taken the baby pictures in the Stanley Cup. It's just had all kinds of things happen to it. But when the New York Rangers won it, the very second ever NHL Stanley Cup, they paid off the lease to Madison Square Garden, and they lit, I guess, the paperwork on fire after they paid it off, and they threw it in the cup of the Stanley Cup. And rumor has it that it kind of got like out of control. Like the fire from all the paper and stuff, it kind of got out of control, and the players decided to all just pee on it to put the fire out, which is the most interesting story I've ever heard of the Stanley Cup. You know, throwing it off the second floor and it getting dinged up is like, oh, that's crazy. But like actually pissing in the cup to put out a fire, that's legendary, man. I can't believe I've never heard that before. Obviously, I mean, they clean it religiously year after year. And I kind of have a theory, you know, it's not far-fetched or anything, but I would have to assume when they give the team, when they present the Stanley Cup, the night they win it, you know, the night the Panthers beat the Oilers, that I feel like is the real cup. Like, that's the real life, sits in the museum, you know, that's the original, you know. And I think they probably, if they were smart, they give the players a replica to like take around with it. I mean, they know they're going to beat the shit out of it. They already know. Like, the league already knows. Why would you give them the original if you knew they were going to beat the shit out of it? I think that first night on the ice, before it left the ice, I think it already had a ding in it. It already got dropped or something. So maybe that theory, maybe I'm a little off on my theory. It's probably like the night they present it to them, that's not the actual cup. The cup they take with them, you know, each player gets a day with a cup that was on the team. That can't be the real cup. It's all got to be replicas, right? I mean, they dented it the first night. The first, like, couple of hours they had it on the ice. But, yeah, I mean, either way, that was the most epic story I've ever heard of them lighting the paperwork on fire. I guess the deed for Madison Square Garden. I've never heard that before. That's so epic. But yeah, really, congratulations to the Florida Panthers, man. I didn't see it happening. Not to take anything away from Florida. Like, they're a great team, obviously. 2 years in a row. The Lightning won it 2 years in a row. Now the Panthers have won it 2 years in a row. To win it 3 years in a row, dude. If the Panthers can come back next season and win it again, I mean, that's going to be huge. But I just didn't think, man, if I was a betting man, which I'm really not, I was telling everybody I knew, everybody I talked to hockey about, I would put $100 on the Oilers to win that cup. I was thinking there's no way McDavid's going to let them lose this thing again. There's no way Draisaitl's going to let them lose it again. There's no way Skinner is going to let them lose it again. And, I mean, just Florida just proved how superior they were. They didn't even need 7 games. Dude, it's like the Oilers got better and they beat the Stars, my Stars, in 5 games. But even being that much better than they were last season, the Panthers got even that much better. I mean, dude, adding Marchand, how much of a difference did he make in this playoffs, man? He was huge. He was instrumental in winning them that cup this year. And he wasn't on the team last year, but he was such a huge part this season, dude. Like, you could tell when he was on the ice, you know, Marchand's one of those players where you got to kind of accept the nonsense with the good play. You know, I've watched him many, many times over the years, and he's just mischievous sometimes, you know. He does shit to get a stupid penalty called, and, you know, he'll do it, like, take a little cheap shot or something. It seemed like all of that shit was just, like, washed out of his system because he knew he was so close to winning that cup another time. He wasn't pulling that bullshit anymore, man. He was about scoring goals, throwing checks, you know, probably getting in Edmonton's head a little bit. And they definitely did. Florida definitely got in Edmonton's head. It just kind of makes me sad for Edmonton. I don't hate Edmonton, even though they knocked my Stars out of the playoffs. I think they're a fucking amazing team. I really, really do. It's like overwhelming to me because I'm like, Edmonton is such a good team. They handled us so well when they knocked us out of the playoffs. And then to just go and, other than the 2 games they won, just get destroyed. Did they win 2 games or was it 1? They had to have won 2, right? But yeah, just to get beat by the Panthers faster than they did last season, it's like, dude, that just kind of hurts me personally a little bit because I'm like, what do my Stars have to do to, like, get to that level? I don't know if we can do anything. I mean, think about the offseason for the Oilers. Like, they made additions. You know, they saw what happened last season, and they did all the things they could to not let it happen this season. Like, they were like, if we get there again, which we're good enough to get there again, they're not going to beat us this time because of this, and this, the things we've added and the things we've changed, and they still beat them. It's like, I don't know, man. All these teams just feel like they're in the same boat. I would throw Edmonton in that boat. I would throw the Stars in that boat. I would throw Carolina in that boat. Because, dude, Carolina is just like such a good team. They just can't push past. They can't do anything to make it to the finals. I just don't. And I'm kind of feeling that way too about my Stars. It's like, what, is there anything we can actually do to take out a team like Florida? Like, just take away all the other hard work you have to do to get to the Stanley Cup. If you actually get there, do you have a good enough team to beat them? Because, I mean, judging from the past 2 seasons, you don't. It doesn't matter what you add to your team, dude. Those guys are just on another level, man. I can't even explain it. You know, I was sitting there watching one of the games with my friend, and I was just like, what are the Stars supposed to do? He kept saying the same, like echoing the same thing back to me. Just as the game progressed, we would see something that Florida was doing that was working, and we're just like, what are the Stars supposed to do, man? How are they supposed to reach this level? It's just crazy, man. Florida's a really good team, and I would not, at this point, I'm not going to pick against them, dude. Like, I would not be surprised next season if they three-peat. I don't know who they have staying on. I don't know all that stuff, but, I mean, they're just well-coached, great team. I mean, you got freaking Bobrovsky back there. And by the way, shout out to my friend Sid, who is like really getting into hockey. Like, this season, this playoffs was the year that, like, she's into hockey now. And, you know, of course, I would sit there with her and watch it and, like, explain the things that I do know about hockey. And it would, like, you know, I think it helped a little bit, like, intensify, like, what was really happening. But she got a freaking, I'm so, like, excited for her. She got a freaking Bobrovsky jersey, dude. And I was like, she was like, yeah, I can't remember the name of the player that I got, but yeah, let me show you she pulled it up on her phone. She's like, let me show you who I got. I was like, you got Bobrovsky, bro? You got a Bobrovsky jersey. Like, I am so jealous, man. If you've listened to this podcast for any amount of time, you know that, like, I love players, dude. Like, especially in hockey, like, you can beat my team. Vasilevsky is a great example. Pissed me off to no end. There was nothing my Dallas Stars could do to beat that man when we were in the finals against Tampa Bay. But, I mean, even after they beat us, I'm like, dude, Vasilevsky is just a badass, man. Like, I have to admire it. I'm not going to take anything away from him. I'm not going to say anything negative about him because he's just a beast. You know, so she got that Bobrovsky jersey, and I was like, holy shit, man, like, he's the shit. She was like, I'm excited even more about it now that you're excited about it. I was like, dude, you don't even know, like, he's one of my favorite goalies right now. You know what I mean? Like, he's obviously 2-time Stanley Cup champion at this point, standing on his head to help the, I mean, some of the saves, I mean, on both sides, dude, really. The saves Skinner made, the saves Bobrovsky made. I mean, it was an epic series, dude, and I'm really happy I got to watch. But yeah, I mean, where do you go if you're Edmonton? What else can you do? Will Connor McDavid stay an Edmonton Oiler? Like, I don't know. And of course, saying things like that, a fantasy pops up in my head where he's gonna come to the Dallas Stars. And we're really going to have some firepower now, but, you know, I doubt that'll ever happen. I doubt he'd want to come to Dallas. I mean, I could be wrong. He's a Canadian guy. But, yeah, we'll see, man. It's all shaking out. Marchment gone from my Stars. He's going to Seattle, which, you know, hats off to you, Marchment. I love you. I appreciate you. I think it's probably the best move. We got a lot of changes coming. So, yeah, we'll see how that all plays out. Let's go ahead and have another drink, and we'll move on. NHL season's over. It makes me sad. It was a great season, though, man. It was a lot of fun to watch. If you got them drinking, bottoms up. Cheers. Next, moving on, we got some NASCAR on today. On Sunday, man, there's been so much NHL going on. I haven't watched a lot of NASCAR. I'll scoreboard watch. I believe last race, Christopher Bell, my driver, the number 20 car, ended up second place. It's coming down to the end of their season too, which I'm not exactly sure how that all works out, to be honest. Like, I don't know how they do playoffs. I don't know how they figure out who wins the championship. I don't know any of that stuff, so it's going to be interesting. Hamlin was leading the way when I came out to do this. So we'll see what happens. But in honor of a NASCAR, which is going to be the main thing aside from UFC that I'm going to be watching, in honor of NASCAR, I have found some drink recommendations to give to you guys. I'll try to find 3. Hopefully they'll let me see 3. This is from Vento Chicago, VENTEAUX Chicago.com. These are NASCAR cocktails. The first one I see on here is called the Campari Ferrari, a twist on the Negroni. For those who appreciate the sophisticated allure of a Negroni, our Campari Ferrari is a must-try. This vibrant twist on a classic cocktail will have you racing back for more. With 0.75 ounces of lemon juice, 0.75 ounces of liquid Alchemist strawberry syrup, 0.75 ounces of Lillet Blanc. That was the most French I think I've ever read a word. 0.75 ounces of Campari, 0.5 ounces of Bombay dry gin. Gross, I hate gin. And 0.25 ounces of Sky vodka. Those are just the name brands. You don't have to use those. Every sip delivers a burst of flavor served in a Nick and Nora glass. I don't even know what the hell that is. And garnished with a fresh strawberry slice and expressed lemon zest. The Campari Ferrari is a true winner on and off the racetrack. So, yeah, that was a little bit of the ingredients. They didn't exactly say how to mix it and make it. The next one, deconstructed. This one's called the Mule Fuel. Deconstructed Moscow Mule. Rev up your taste buds with our unique take on the Moscow Mule. The Mule Fuel We deconstructed this iconic cocktail to deliver an experience that will leave you refreshed and ready for the race. Our mule fuel combines 0.75 ounces of lime juice, 0.75 ounces of house lime. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm trying to say this word. House of lime oleosaccharum. Oleosaccharum. I've never heard of that in my life. What the hell is that? 0.75 ounces of Jaffard ginger of the India. Good Lord, dude. Like, you got to travel the world to make this cocktail? Is that what you're saying? Maybe I should just... I don't know what kind of liquor it is, though. A Jaffard ginger of the Indies and 2 ounces of Belvedere pear and ginger vodka. Yeah, I'm not sure there's a lot of... I doubt there's a Skull version of pear and ginger vodka, so you probably have to get the Belvedere. Served in a traditional mule mug, we top it off with 3 ounces of club soda and garnish it with a slice of candied ginger and a lime wheel. Get ready to feel the power of the mule fuel coursing through your veins. And the other one, let's see if we can get one more out of this. Pim's My Ride, a twist on the Pim's Cup. When it comes to capturing the essence of a summer day, nothing does it quite like Pim's Cup. We've taken the classic cocktail and giving it a high-speed makeover with our Pim's My Ride. I do kind of like that name. I hate to say it. It's very dad jokey, but I do like it. Pim's My Ride. This enticing blend features 2 ounces of Pim's number 1, 0.75 ounces of George Dickel 8-year bourbon, 0.75 ounces of lemon juice, 0.75 ounces of Demerara syrup, Demerara, Demerara, 2 dashes of orange bitters, and is served on one big cube in a rocks glass. To enhance the experience, we garnish with an expressed orange peel. Buckle up and let your taste buds embark on a thrilling ride. Now, that wasn't really, I mean, I guess you could just assume throw all those things in one glass and, like, shake them up or possibly blend them. But there's the ingredients anyway. If you want to travel the world to make these cocktails... that seems more... These were called NASCAR cocktails. VintoChicago.com. By the way, thank you for that. But yeah, they were called NASCAR cocktails, but it seemed like all the ingredients came from... Should have been like a Formula One cocktail. I'm sure they have a whole page for that. But as always, don't drink and drive. Treat yourself to an Uber. Treat yourself to a Lyft. Treat yourself to a freaking DoorDash over there. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. I want to talk in your ear holes for years to come. Don't drink and drive. If you got them, drink them. Bottoms up. Cheers. And that signifies the end of that beer. Let's crack open the next one. All right. Moving along. What else? Yeah, NASCAR on today. Let's go ahead and look at some standings here. We'll do some MLB. And we'll see where everybody's at here on the in the race. I know my guy, Christopher Bell, was starting off in 9th place, which isn't horrible. Uh-oh. Where's Bell? Okay, he's in 11th. It always kind of like hits your stomach. Like, you get that sinking feeling in your stomach when you don't see your driver in that the top 10. When I don't see my driver in the top 10, let me be more specific. My driver, he's top 10. Usually every race, at least top 10. So you kind of start to wonder if they got wrecked. But yeah, I think I mentioned this before, dude. I am all over the NASCAR. I have a racer for every brand of car now, make of car. Blaney would be my Ford driver. Christopher Bell would be my Toyota driver. And Bowman. I like Bowman, man. I think he drives the Allied car for Chevy. So, yeah, I have like one of it. I'm being stingy. But I can't help it. It's also kind of like a good thing, too. And I didn't plan it that way. Like, I wasn't trying to, like, find a Toyota driver and also find a Ford driver. Like, it was just like I liked Christopher Bell from last season, watching him. Even though I didn't watch any races, I would always see where he would place in the standings. I was like, okay, I like this guy. I really, really do. So I picked Christopher Bell. The guy, you know, my friend at work, his driver is Blaney, and I do like Blaney as well. And then just something, I don't know what Bowman did exactly, like which race I was watching where I was like, kind of considering rooting for Bowman. And I know that's kind of cheap too, because isn't that kind of like picking 4 different football teams and like one of them like wins the championship, and you're like, all right, let's go Chiefs. It's like, yeah, but you picked fucking 4, man. That's not fair. I feel like I'm kind of cheating a little bit, but I can't help it. I don't know what Bowman did. I don't know what, he might have finished a race high and I didn't expect him to or something like that. But yeah, dude, I got a driver for everybody now. I got a Toyota, I got a Ford, I got a Chevy. I don't know what teams specifically Blaney and Bowman are on. I know my driver is on Joe Gibbs Racing. Obviously, Joe Gibbs has 4 Toyota cars in the NASCAR race right now. But yeah, dude, I'm just all about the NASCAR now, dude. And their season's whiny. Like, what am I going to do? I'm only going to be able to talk so much baseball. I mean, it's really just a day-by-day kind of thing with baseball. I'll get on here and do the podcast. It's like the Rangers won or the Rangers lost. And I'm like, all right, next topic. Let's see if, I don't know. I don't know what kind of stupid topic I would come up with. I was trying to think of something, but I usually go to outer space. I don't know why what the reasoning is for that. And the funny thing about me talking, like coming up with the topic and talking about outer space, is I don't know shit. It would be like me getting on here and trying to talk like a fucking, I don't know, like getting under the hood of a car and like rebuilding a carburetor or something. It's like, I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. It'd be like me trying to talk about like how to rebuild your computer, your PC, your home PC. I don't know the terms to tell you how to do that. I really don't. So yeah, we'll see what's up to come. I'll have to get a little creative on the topics here because, man, my main bitch, it's gone. It's all over. The NHL, dude. Let's go ahead and have another drink. Cheers, everybody. What else? Oh, dude, I've been getting into this too. You'll never guess what it is. I'll give you 3 seconds to guess. You got it. It's another sport. I've been getting into this bare knuckle fighting championship a lot lately. Dude, these guys are fucking crazy, man. And I will say, it's kind of their downfall that they do bare knuckle. Because I saw a fight, dude. I watched one the other night, and it was such a great fight. I am not even going to try to remember the names for that fight. Who knows? No telling where they get these guys from. Straight out of Block 9, Cell Block 9, we have David, the Madman Killer Smith. You know, like, no telling where they get these fucking guys from. But I've been into it, dude. But it's really their downfall that they don't have gloves on because all it takes is like a bad cut and the fight's over. Like, nobody even has to get knocked out. And fighting bare knuckle, I mean, the cuts are plentiful. Dude, if you can cut somebody punching them with a boxing glove, like, imagine how much faster it happens if these guys are fighting with nothing. They have wrist wraps on, and that's it. That is it. Yeah, I mean, it's knuckle on face. So it's kind of a downfall, man, because, you know, I had a good fight going the other night. And, you know, it got like 3 rounds deep, but one of the guys just got caught. He got knocked down. You know, they count those as a knockdown. It doesn't mean you lose unless you're knocked out. You can get up within the count of 10 and still keep fighting. But he got knocked down. The ref counted to 8. And the ref's like, okay, you're good. And then the doctor stepped in and was like, no, he can't keep fighting because of where his cut was. And it's like, and it ended the whole fight. I'm like, dude, there's got to be like it feels like UFC is a happy medium. But at the same time, it's like, if you don't want to watch grappling and you don't want to watch jiu-jitsu, it's like UFC is not the place to go. You know, boxing is like, does anybody know who's a professional boxer anymore? Like, it's just died down. And it's like this bare knuckle thing is like so hopeful for me to be like, all right, I got another fighting sport to watch. But it just kind of kills the momentum. When they just end the fight and the guy loses the fight because he got cut. It's like, dude, he didn't get knocked out. You know, like, let him keep going. But that's also not saying you don't want somebody's eyeball dangling out of their face either. So I kind of get it too. But yeah, dude, it reminds me a little bit of when I used to watch King of the Cage, which was like they had UFC at the time. King of the Cage was like basically trying to create their own fighting network. But you could always tell in King of the Cage, like, you would get somebody like Frank Mir, who was like a legendary just fighter in general. He's been in the UFC as well, heavyweight. And you'd get him against a nobody. And Frank Mir would just dust them. You know, whoever he was fighting. Or I'm pretty sure I saw Lawler, Ruthless Robbie Lawler. He was in King of the Cage at some point. But it's like, you can always tell the difference between someone who is going to go on to greater things versus someone who's just trying to get a payday. You know what I mean? Like, if I can beat Ruthless Robbie Lawler, that I can get a huge payday. That would be huge for me. It's like, yeah, but Robbie Lawler has been training his whole fucking life, man. Like, you're not just going to walk in and... You can definitely tell the gap. There was... In King of the Cage, it just always seemed to be a thing. There was always a gap. You could always tell. Or sometimes they would just have two average fighters. And those fights were a lot of fun. Because they can't exactly... like, they don't have the technique to knock each other out. But they're still punching and kicking each other. So it's like entertaining as hell. But yeah, the BKFC, some of the fighters they put in the cage, I mean, they remind me, like, you can see the gap. You can see the fighters who are trained, who have discipline, who sit in their guard the whole time. And the fighters who are just like, dude, I want to meet the coach who's like preaching to come in and like windmill at the opponent. You know what I mean? Like, it's not even like technical fighting. It's like little children, you know, like, I'm not hitting you, like doing the windmill at each other. Dude, I want to meet the coach. It's like, all right, we got a tough fight ahead of us. This guy is 13-0, never been beat. Here's a strategy we're going to lay out for you tonight. All right. It's one step and one step only. Windmill toward that motherfucker until you knock him out. You know, it's like, it doesn't take a lot of strategy, dude. You can hit people with a bare knuckle at like different points of your hand and still knock them out. I mean, it's very doable. You don't have to be like technically sound. So that is a little bit of the bare knuckle fighting fall down to me, in my opinion. It's like, dude, the guy who's not trained won because he just came at him like a fucking... like a psycho. You know, just like swinging his arms. It's just like, okay, I want to feel like in these cage fights, or, you know, whatever, street fights, bare knuckle fights, I want to feel like there's some sort of technique you can follow to win these things. But just like windmilling at someone and beating them is like, it kind of kills the vibe, you know? It's like, this guy's not trained. He's just fucking wild, and he got lucky. You know? He's gonna He's gonna win $50,000 and go spend it on fucking meth. And I'm telling you, dude, you watch the BKFC. Some of these dudes, I'm not even joking. I wouldn't be surprised if they were just released from prison. So yeah, that's a little bit of what I've been watching. Bare knuckle fighting. I did watch a little bit of UFC last night. I missed the main event. Like I said, I had to go jump the pool with my daughter. I'm not gonna let her do it by herself. I'm gonna swim out there with her with whatever energy I have left. So I did miss the main event there, but I know what's his name? The guy who lost to Pereira, who couldn't let it go. Jamal Hill. As much shit as I talked about Jamal Hill, and it's not even that I think he's a bad fighter. That's not the shit I've talked about him. It's more of the fact that he couldn't let go that Pereira beat him. It was the cup kick and that whole thing, and Pereira got too close and knocked him out. But he's actually really good. He's got a decent record. I mean, it's 12-4 now after Roundtree beat him. But yeah, I mean, Pereira beat both of these guys. He beat Jamal and Roundtree, and now they're fighting. But yeah, Roundtree comes out on top. It was a decision. It wasn't a KO, TKO, nothing like that. But yeah, dude, like, as much as I've said, and it's really about his PR, I guess. He gets on Twitter. He's still talking shit about a fight that was like 4 months ago. That part, like, turns me off to him. But, like, overall, just him as a fighter, he's not bad. He's really not. Like, he has a decent record. Everybody's going to lose, man. Like, yeah, at some point in time, a decision, submission. I feel like if I was doing that, like, I could take a submission much better than I could take, like, a knockout. You know what I mean? Like, I'd feel happier if this, like, yeah, the guy got a hold of my arm. He twisted it. He made me scream like a bitch, and I had to tap out. Like, I could take that a lot better than that guy just came in and, like, clobbered me and knocked my ass out. You know what I mean? That seems a little bit easier to deal with. But, yeah, Roundtree comes out on top in that main event, which, I don't know, dude. Like, UFC lately, it's been okay. But it seems like the past few events, it's like there's not a lot of people interested. As many, like, as I would see on Twitter tweeting about it, it hasn't been the same since those Pereira fights, which, he can't fight every time. That's got to be a tricky thing to, like, dance around and, like, try to keep people engaged still and still put on a fight. But, yeah, it hadn't quite been the same, dude. It's just kind of feels like it's dwindling a little bit. Like, we need a stud, a heavyweight, a light heavyweight. We need somebody to, like, take over. Like, John Jones is retiring now. Aspinall is the new, like, interim heavyweight. It's like, dude, this is not what we wanted to see. I don't know, and I'm not blaming Dana White. I don't know why they couldn't make it work. I mean, there's a lot of variables to it. There's two fighters who want their own say. There's management who wants their say. There's the owner of the UFC who wants his say and wants to set it up. There's just so many variables that it's like, it was an anticlimactic way to end one of the greatest fighters' career ever. Mixed martial arts fighter ever. John Jones. I've said this before on this podcast. There's not a lot of men on this earth that I fear. Whether good or bad, whether I'd win or lose. There's not a lot of men on this earth that I fear. John Jones is one of those men that I fear. Because of all his weapons, because of all his study, because of how, like, you can hit this motherfucker in the face, you can knee him in the face, he'll stand up like nothing ever happened. You're like, how am I supposed to beat someone who's a goddamn robot? You know what I mean? Like, he is just that level of scary. And Father Time, I mean, it catches us all. You can't stay fighting, you can't stay on top forever. But yeah, the most anticlimactic fucking UFC heavyweight. I mean, nothing happened. They didn't even fight for it. Him and Aspinall, Jones and Aspinall, like, that's what everybody wanted, and they didn't even fight for it. And it's like, I know Aspinall's probably pissed. I don't want to be, the heavyweight champion just because he gave it up. You know what I mean? Shit, I mean, I guess you can give up the belt at that point. But who knows? I mean, with how short their careers are, how fucked the fights can be, like, who knows if he'd ever have a shot to fight for it, if you give it up. So you can't do that. Just stay on top as long as you can. But, Yeah, past few UFC events, I don't think myself and other people included have been too into him, but they'll pick it up again, man. I mean, they still got Pereira. He's still, I don't know what's going on with him, if he's moving up to heavyweight or what, but there's still some stars. There's still people out there we haven't even heard of that are going to enter, so it'll be fine. But as always, thank you guys for listening. That's going to do it for me. We're going to finish off our last drop. We're going to call it a day. I'm going to go watch some racing. Go get in the damn pool again and lay there like a fucking lump on a log. And I'm just beat down. I'm just tired. This Texas sun, man. It'll whip you. Wow, I have a lot of beer left. Let's go ahead and chug these. If you got them, drink them. Bottoms up. Cheers, everybody. Almost there. That's a lot of foam. Alrighty, guys. I will talk to you all next week. I love you all. Don't drink and drive. Treat yourself to an Uber. Treat yourself to a Lyft. Bye.